It's game 2 of the afternoon here at James Morgan Reserve, the Saints taking on the DY Lions. A few changes for this one. Josefa Tuinaiau starts alongside Partea Lingavatu and Manu, and joining him from the bench last game, Sevaloni Satala, Daniele Tailasa and Kamasesi Tongalo. The impact players off the bench, Solomon Tuisau, Lorima Sorkuru, Natava Taliai, Tukana Sorkuru, Liam Walsh, JJ Taliai, Jeremiah Tuisau and Joseph Emery looking to go 2 from 2. So DY will be taking on St. Ives, who are back in action. 35-5 win in their early game against Marylands. Looking to go back-to-back. Have had a 40-minute rest, 2 games played in the meantime. We get the siren and we await our kickoff. Has anyone got a match ball? No, there we go. That old chestnut. Now we should be right. St. Ives running right to left in the blue and gold and regain the kickoff through the hands of the 10 Lingavatu to the 9 Partea. DY Lions defending and will be defending in the red jersey, running from left to right on your screen. DY have it. No, they don't. St. Ives still have it for the time being, and through the hands goes the 24, Tungalo. Tungalo's going to score us opening points, and St. Ives take a 5-0 lead. Tungalo sets it up on a platter. Pop the ball away there. To a Partea, I think that is. Adding another few points to his tally. Scorer kicks off in 7s, of course, and that's the case here, and they regain it. Doesn't matter. Devuloni Satala regaining the kickoff, flying above the pack. Tuinaiau. Through the hands they go again. St. Ives, pressure building. Same thing happened last game. They capitalised on a Maryland's mistake early on and ran in 5 unanswered, maybe even 6 unanswered. Tungalo. Manu. Now trying to find an overlap, and they've got a few, but DY doing well to scramble and try and cover off the gaps, but St. Ives straight through they go, almost just about. Might have been a potentially high tackle there. They're keeping it alive here. Playing almost Oz-tag style, running and throwing this ball around and trying to find the numbers, and they finally do. Daniela Tailasa in the number 20 jersey will come around under the sticks and put another 5 points on the board for St. Ives. 2 minutes gone, 2 tries scored. St. Ives once again on the front foot with ball in hand and getting well ahead on the scoreboard. This time they go high, haven't read the wind because that's only gone about 3 meters forward and it goes further behind their own line than in front of it. DY take the tap on halfway. Strong tackle, and the 14 will cough it up. And back we come for the 3-on-3 scrum. About a Gilbert beyond the 10 meters line at the St. Ives end of the ground. Anthony Deep with you for this one. Here at James Morgan Reserve in Cromer. Kamisesi Tungalo to feed. Referee, I think, will just reset the scrum, but you could argue there's possibly a premature strike at the ball, but no harm, no foul. We'll try again. This time, no such issue, but it's been coughed up. The ball comes back out of the tunnel, and it'll be a turnover scrum, basically. And DY will have the feed. quicker the scrum this time, and DY with it through the number 8 towards the far sideline. St. Ives right on top of the ball. Referee will allow it, and they've come away with it, but it's knocked on in the ruck. So by the time this ball comes out of the scrum, it'll probably be about 2 minutes remaining. Slower pace of scoring, but the discipline from DY is going to cost them a chance at contested possession, and here comes St. Ives through their hands again. Tua Patea cuts back inside and over halfway now. Has support, and the vision is fantastic. Some people would call it second phase play, but you start to run out of ordinals because they just will not take a tackle. Looking for an offload, cutting back inside, now gives it outside. Now they're trying to work through the line again. Lingavatu. Lingavatu has space himself. Well, he makes that look a bit too easy, doesn't he? And it's going to be 15 points to nil with just under 2 minutes remaining. Very similar scenes to what we saw in that opening game. You cannot give St. Ives any time with ball in hand because they will put points on. Rolling subs in 7-a-side rugby. 25 Joseph Emery coming back on. And finally, DY gained possession from the opposition. Kickoff monstered by Solomon Tuisau. Referee rules it high. Sternum is the threshold under the new laws brought in this season. DY going back the blind side, now back to centre field and trying to find something. And St. Ives right up in their face. Driving him back into their 22, almost gave himself up and in fact has. And with about 30 seconds remaining, St. Ives are going to have a scrum in front of the sticks, well inside the 22 metres, in attacking territory. This could be bad news for the hometown side here at Cromer. Fed one comfortably. Are the defenders awake? Well, it's almost been intercepted. It's been knocked backwards by DY, and it's kicked downfield. It's a grubber kick, but it's an absolute beauty as far as a grubber kick is concerned. It's about 40 metres then into touch, and that brings us to half-time. And at the break, St. Ives with a comfortable lead, leading 15 points to nil over DY. About to get underway for this second half. All the work to do for the side that's kicking off because they find themselves down 15 points to nil. Very similar circumstances we saw in that opening game, and once again St. Ives establishing an early lead. Well, DY have got to hope they can either get their skates on, this ball does, because it's almost sitting perfectly for the St. Ives kick chasers, and that was Joseph Emery, I think, giving long chase, and it's been kicked dead. It's a 5-metre scrum. Well, if it wasn't easy enough, I think that's Israel Lingavatu having some time to chat with some of the spectators here. Relatively shallow backline set, not too many runners to worry about. And it's good defense from DY off the base of the scrum. And well, Lingavatu is there. And he's going to find himself a way into the in goal and put them into the 20s. It's 20 points to nil. And we haven't had any conversions today. It is a 4-try game. It's all a bit too easy at the moment for the blue and gold. Going back left, wind at their backs now, St. Ives. And with a downhill run in a figurative and literal sense. And that will certainly help. And knock on again. DY, I think, have only held on to one kickoff that they were supposed to receive. And it's another scrum for St. Ives. And back on now, Jeremiah Tuisau in the 23 jumper. Team just there in shot. Only about 15 metres behind the back of the scrum. There's a penalty there anyway. Liam Walsh in the 14. Checks his run a little bit and pulls some of the speed out of it, trying to get DY to give him a gap, and that was an awkward looking tackle. Probably could have called it high, but the referee will say there was no release from Walsh in the tackle. It's an awkward tap, but the Lions have it. Have to get their skates on. The bounce is horrible for him, and it's popped around the back to Solomon Tuisau for try number 5 in the opening 10 minutes of this game. It's St. Ives 25, DY 0, and with 11 points, they'll break their total from earlier, and we thought that was an impressive scoring rate, for lack of a better term. Going to try every 2 minutes, well over a point a minute. Much easier this time for DY to recover that kickoff or retain possession from it. Popped off the ground and put down. And sometimes it's just not your day, and there's another, well, bad omen for DY. Just over halfway through this second half, and seen a fair few of the players having the orange slices as they come off the park on this gala-style carnival day. 20-minute time slots. It'll be a short turnaround for St. Ives as well. They've got a game against Petersham in only, well, essentially the game after the next. Strong tackle, offloaded well by the 10 for DY. Thrown well over the head, and you've got to read the room a bit there when the wind is picking up like that. That even almost beat the AR to the sideline. St. Ives a few metres beyond the 10-metre line in attacking territory. Chance to extend this lead into the 30s. Jeremiah Tuisau cunts inside, gets wrapped up by the 6, strong counter ruck, and the referee obliges. It's a penalty and played on, and there's an advantage for within the 10 metres from the restart. DY an opportunity here with 2 minutes remaining. Strong tackle there by Tukana Sorkuru. Still with it, DY over halfway and towards the 10 metres line, but literal bootlaces tackle there, I think, didn't help him keep his feet. It's a good line break almost by the 5, and through their hands again outside to the 10, over the 10 metres line. Cutting inside. No contest in the ruck there. Ball is awkward. It's AFL style stuff here. Another big overhead ball, and there was a problem for Jeremiah Sorkuru there, who couldn't find his hands on it, but it's a DY, no, it's a St. Ives scrum. It's a DY knock on with just over 60 seconds remaining. Well, their first game was won by 30 points, 35-5. So far, DY still scoreless. And that'll be, well, a better sign if you're looking at their defensive structure for St. Ives. And can they equal without concession? Walsh feeds, balls hung up around the back, and maybe an inadvertent trip there, but certainly looks like Walsh copped a boot across the leg. Jeremiah Sorkuru Sorry, Jeremiah Tui sound, that is. No counter ruck, has to roll away, didn't. But the ball comes away again for St. Ives and a reverse pass over the top. Lorima Sorkuru outside one more time, looking through the chip and chase. Tukana Sorkuru ends up in the hands of DY anyway. And with only seconds remaining, they just need to get to this full-time siren without concession, really, St. Ives. DY won't give them that opportunity. Keep it clean and prepare for your next match. Job well done for the blue and gold. Wrapped around the back, and there's the ball out to the 10. The referee isn't going to wait for play to break down. That's full time, and it's another comprehensive and, well, somewhat summary victory. St. Ives winners this time out against DY, 25 points to 0.